Hello, it's Kadesha. I'm back with another video. Only you can stop the blessings of God. And I know it's so easy to say that I'm not going to let someone stop my blessing, or I'm not going to let anyone block my blessing. And it really has become, I don't want to say a cliche, but maybe that's the word I'm looking for. And it's just like, no, that's not true. And we can even go back to Job to see, even in that Job could not stop the blessings of God. Yes, he could distract, he could do whatever to make you get off course, but he could not take away what God had for Job. Only we can do that. And Job showed us the perfect example, because none of us has ever had a Job moment. And he chose to not curse God. He chose to be faithful and even talk about himself and saying like, well, maybe I shouldn't have been born. And I just want us to stop saying that, so that I don't want to say hinder ourselves, but stop believing a lie. Because in actuality, only you can stop your blessings. Only you. And that's by the choices that we choose to make. So we have to first off remember that, or make the choice to say, okay, yeah, no one can stop my blessings. Yeah, I can get distracted by whatever, but that's me. Things can come up my way, but it will be me to actually hinder myself from being blessed. But no one could actually do that for me. And I feel like once we get that realization, we will continue on the path that the Lord has called us to, and realize like, okay, this is a distraction. So what do I do in the midst of distractions? And then that's where I believe you go to the word, you go in prayer, you say, okay, Lord, what do I do in the midst of distractions? Because yeah, I know that this people, or which we know our battle is not against flesh and blood. So I know the spirit behind this is trying to keep me from receiving all that you have for me. But in actuality, I know it cannot, only I can do that. So how do I move forward in this, knowing that this is the distraction, and how to move away or continue to move in the path that you called me to, in spite of, or despite of, in spite of this distraction that's trying to occur, or trying to manipulate me, or trying to get me, whatever the case may be. And I think once we do that, we will be able to tackle situations, not necessarily easier, because I don't believe that, but we will have a glad heart about it. Because the Lord tells us, when we face trials and tribulations, be of good cheer. He says, because basically that's going to work out. Well, no, he says, let me correct myself. He says, you may go through trials and tribulations, but be of good cheer, because Jesus has already overcame. But then he also tells us that when we go into when we have diverse temptations, when we have these things that come upon us that's trying to stop us from getting all that God has for us, it's like, basically be happy about it, because in this is going to work out our perseverance. It's going to work out our character. It's going to basically refine us to the person that we need to be in order to receive what God has for us. And so I believe, like I said, the first step is first us remembering that only I can stop what God has for me. And then when in the midst of these temptations and tests and trials, that it's working out something in me that I don't even know needs to be worked out. So that is essentially why I'm going through this, is to refine me, make me better. So when I receive what God has for me, I'll be able to get it and not feel a sense of arrogance or a sense of pride, but more so a sense of us like being a good steward over what God has called me to. And then I'm able to move accordingly to continue to receive, because I truly believe in John 15, where the Lord says, hey, I'm going to prune you, but hey, without me, you're nothing. So we have to remember that the Lord is just trying to get all that he has for us here on this life. He's trying to get it to us. But we're going to have to go through some things, and we have to realize, like, in those things, it's not just about the other person or what exactly we're going through, but it's more so about us and how we're handling that. And so once we get that, y'all, I just believe that we're going to level up. We're going to go up to a new level. and I'm just excited for it. So thank you so much for watching. Like I always say, sea a cambio que quieres ver en otros. Until next time, bye.